picture?
That's video.
Oh.
Okay. I want to compliment myself for getting the car serviced and
What'd you do?
getting the car washed and getting all the tires checked.
Did the thing turn off?
Okay, I want to compliment myself because I woke up early, super early, and I came early, which is good.
I want to compliment myself for biking and going to the gym, even though I woke up at 8:30, not 8. I woke up on my own. I just shut up, I looked at the class. I didn't set my alarm.
Oh, good.
But see, I'm already programmed.
Good.
The last 3 weeks. I woke up early.
Alexa, stop playing. I want to compliment Moises for coming early, and for this, for just rocking and rolling early in the morning.
Make up for being late the first day.
Javid, I want to compliment you for going to the gym and for drinking your protein shake,
It's just a smoothie, no protein.
Okay.
I want to compliment you on coming to work early today. Good, and compliment you on yesterday going through an ordeal like I went on Saturday night. Both of us with Eddie.
Eddie is listening to you
Yeah.
because you're gonna be on social media, so he's gonna be listening to everything you're saying.
I'll go
I
with
don't put that on social media.
Shit. Okay, I want to compliment you because you woke up early. I thought you were gonna be slipping right now, but I was like, oh, is this like slipping? Okay, at least I got the coffee so I can like wake up super bad. But yeah, that's good. And I want to compliment you because going to the gym at 11, it's hard. It's hard.
Really?
Just waking up and like feel like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym. It's like pretty hard decision, but I did it, so that's good.
Good job, yeah. Okay, so on Mondays we have we listen to an audio for 10 minutes, and then we kind of talk about what we learned.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
Audible. Alexa, play Audible.
Getting your selection from Audible. Resuming the
Can you
signs
put
of
on your
download.
somebody on your
Timer?
phone 10
A number
minutes?
of individuals do so under any government, they will cause the system to be so modified as to open the way for others. The more men who get rich on the competitive plane, the worse for others. The more who get rich on the creative plane, the better for others. The economic salvation of the masses can only be accomplished by getting a large number of people to practice the scientific method set down in this book and become rich. These will show others the way and inspire them with a desire for real life, with a faith that it can be attained, and with a purpose to attain. For the present, however, it is enough to know that neither the government under which you live nor the capitalistic or competitive system of industry can keep you from getting rich. When you enter upon the creative plane of thought, you will rise above all these things and become a citizen of another kingdom. But remember that your thought must be held upon the creative plane. You are never for an instant to be betrayed into regarding the supplies limited, or into acting on the moral level of competition. Whenever you do fall into old ways of thought, correct yourself instantly. For when you are in the competitive mind, you have lost the cooperation of the mind of the whole. Do not spend any time in planning as to how you will meet possible emergencies in the future, except as the necessary policies may affect your actions today. You are concerned with doing today's work in a perfectly successful manner, and not with emergencies which may arise tomorrow. You can attend to them as they come. Do not concern yourself with questions as to how you shall surmount obstacles which may loom upon your business horizon, unless you can see plainly that your course must be altered today in order to avoid them. No matter how tremendous an obstruction may appear at a distance, you will find that if you go on in the certain way, it will disappear as you approach it, or that a way over, though, or around it, will appear. No possible combination of circumstances can defeat a man or woman who is proceeding to get rich along strictly scientific lines. No man or woman who obeys the law can fail to get rich any more than one can multiply 2 by 2 and fail to get 4. Give no anxious thought to possible disasters. obstacles, panics, or unfavorable combinations of circumstances. It is time enough to meet such things when they present themselves before you in the immediate present, and you will find that every difficulty carries with it a wherewithal for its overcoming. Guard your speech. Never speak of yourself, your affairs, or of anything else in a discouraged or discouraging way. Never admit the possibility of failure or speak in a way that infers failure as a possibility. Never speak of the times as being hard or of business conditions as being doubtful. Times may be hard and business doubtful for those who are on the competitive plane, but they can never be so for you. You can create what you want, and you are above fear. When others are having hard times and poor business, you will find your greatest opportunities. Train yourself to think of and to look upon the world as something which is becoming, which is growing, and to regard seeming evil as being only that which is undeveloped. Always speak in terms of advancement. To do otherwise is to deny your faith, and to deny your faith is to lose it. Never allow yourself to feel disappointed. You may expect to have a certain thing at a certain time and not get it at that time, and this will appear to you like a failure, but if you hold to your faith, you will find that the failure is only apparent. Go on in a certain way, and if you do not receive that thing, you will receive something so much better that you will see that the seeming failure was really a great success. A student of this science had set his mind on making a certain business combination, which seemed to him at the time to be very desirable, and he worked for some weeks to bring it about. When the crucial time came, the thing failed in a perfectly inexplicable way. It was as if some unseen influence had been working secretly against him. He was not disappointed. On the contrary, he thanked God that his desire had been overruled, and went steadily on with a grateful mind. In a few weeks, an opportunity so much better came his way that he would not have made the first deal on any account. And he saw that a mind which knew more than he knew had prevented him from losing the greater good by entangling himself with the lesser. That is the way every seeming failure will work out for you. If you keep your faith, hold to your purpose, have gratitude, and do every day all that can be done that day, doing each separate act in a successful manner. When you make a failure, it is because you have not asked for enough. Keep on, and a larger thing than you were seeking will certainly come to you. Remember this. You will not fail because you lack the necessary talent to do what you wish to do. If you go on as I have directed, you will develop all the talent that is necessary to the doing of your work. It is not within the scope of this book to deal with the science of cultivating talent, but it is as certain and simple as the process of getting rich. However, do not hesitate or waver for fear that when you come to a certain place, you will fail for lack of ability. Keep right on, and when you come to that place, the ability will be furnished to you. The same source of ability which enabled the untaught Lincoln to do the greatest work in government ever accomplished by a single man is open to you. You may draw upon all the mind there is for wisdom to use in meeting the responsibilities which are laid upon you. Go on in full faith. Study this book. Make it your constant companion until you have mastered all the ideas contained in it. While you are getting firmly established in this faith, you will do well to give up most recreations and pleasure, and to stay away from places where ideas conflicting with these are advanced in lectures and sermons. Do not read pessimistic or conflicting literature, or get into arguments upon the matter. Do very little reading outside of the writers mentioned in the preface. Spend most of your leisure time in contemplating your vision, and in cultivating gratitude, and listening to this book. It contains all you need to know of the science of getting rich, and you will find all the essentials summed up in the last chapter. Chapter 17, Summary of the science of getting rich. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. Man can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substance, can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. In order to do this, man must pass from the competitive to the creative mind. Otherwise, he cannot be in harmony with the formless intelligence, which is always creative and never competitive in spirit. Man may come into full harmony in the formless substance by entertaining a lively and sincere gratitude for the blessings it bestows upon him. Gratitude unifies the mind of man with the intelligence of substance, so that man's thoughts are received by the formless. Man can remain upon the creative plane only by uniting himself with the formless intelligence through a deep and continuous feeling of gratitude. Man must form a clear and definite mental
Alexa,
image of the thing.
Turn off audible. Okay, so we'll start with you, Moises.
Okay. Something that I've learned along the way, and I just read it. It's like the signs of getting rich. I just read the title and I was like, whoa. Because there are people that are kind of like, oh, if you're like on top, it's because you got lucky, or it's because you met this person, or it's because something happened to your life, and it only happens to like certain people because of luck. But no, there's actually a science. Like you actually follow like certain steps to like get there. It's not like, oh, that's crazy, man. What I just heard, it was like basically applying to like just the fact of like be grateful for like things. Be grateful. Just the fact that I woke up today, I'm so grateful, which is gratitude. Definition of gratitude. I'm able to speak, I'm able to smell, I'm able to hear. So that's why I'm gotta be grateful for that. I have to be grateful. I don't know like about you guys, but I have to be grateful.
Thank you, Moises.
Right. I like what I was saying earlier in the thing about not to admit that you're like broke or that you're failing. Like, I hate the word broke. I never use it. Even if I don't have money, I never use that word. Those are words of failure. Like you always gotta like think positive and move on to the next day, move forward. Like not fall into depression and then sleep all day, do nothing. You gotta get up every day and just figure it out.
Right.
Survive. You gotta go into survival mode. I've been in survival mode so many times in my life that I'm like still here and I'm lying in my life. Yeah.
Right. That's crazy.
What I got out of it, there's the part where there's competitive and there's creative, and I'm gonna make this example, but I don't know if it's a good example or not, but I'm gonna make it. Okay, so Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, right? I feel like Bill Gates is a very competitive. He's very successful, right? One of the richest men in the world. But Steve Jobs, I feel like he was creative, and he created. His company is now $1 trillion company. You know what I mean? So I feel like just with that example, I feel like the creative part is a lot more powerful than the competitive part. I feel like working together, being creative, and not trying to compete against each other, we could create a better energy.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's what I got out of it.
But you also, but both of them ran and developed a brand and a product that nobody else did.
Right.
Like the richest people do something that nobody else is doing.
Right.
Elon Musk does what he does.
Right.
Branson does what he does, even though the competitor is not in space. Like different, like even like Donald Trump or Warren Buffett, like they did certain things that nobody else was doing, and that's how they became rich and powerful.
Right.
All the people that do the same thing that are like millionaires, they're just millionaires. But they're all doing the same thing, whatever business it might be, but there's people that excel, like,
Because they get creative, right? And so as us, as a small business, I feel like we need to figure out, instead of trying to compete against everyone else, we shouldn't. We should just be creative, see what we can do better, different, like you said, to out of that whole.
It's brand development, I think. You know, the one thing I've learned in working from New York in nightlife is brand development is a big factor. You can reach out to different ages, nationalities, ethnicities, the brand, so that people buy it, then you corner that market. You know, it's not like if you go to all these cell phone stores, and that's what I noticed when I go to all these cell phone vendors that we have that we work with, where we buy and trade and buy and sell and trade. They have so much stuff behind that counter. They have all this product that doesn't sell. We don't have that problem. We get something on Monday,
Right.
Friday, it's gone. We flip everything. We have yet to have phones that are there like more than 4 or 5 days. You get rid of it, I get rid of it, whatever. However we get rid of it, we get rid of the product. But these stores, they have tons of cell phones, tons of accessories. You know, like where does all that plastic go? It just sits there. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like we even if we have competition, we don't have a cell phone store. We're stuck with like millions of dollars or thousands of dollars or whatever of product. What we get, we sell. We just need more product and more sales to make more money.
Right. Something like I agree on like creativity and creative like helps a lot, but other than that, it's like be able to add value to someone because you're creative. You can create something, but if that product you created, it's different. It could be different, but if it doesn't add value to that person or what the person needs, it's not gonna sell. So that's why when it came for the first time when I actually came to buy a phone, I remember standing there and she was like, "Oh, you came out of the room and you offered me water," and I was like, "Whoa!" And then you were like, "Oh, you were so like nice," and I felt good because after coming like from taking the bus, from watching like all the noises, like from running because it was at 8, so I basically had to like, cause I didn't know where like the stop was. And I was like, okay, where am I going? I had to use like the GPS and I was like, where am I going? And after getting here, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, I like people like, whenever like they feel like comfortable, they feel like the treatment is like well. So that's why I think it's like, it's a plus in like any business. Let's say restaurants. You can go to any restaurant, but if you, let's say you go to Bull Harbor, you go to the first, like you come in, and you see like, I used to work in there, that's why I'm putting it as an example. Being an employee in there, it was hard, it was tiring, it was stressful because the amount of value they add to people, they try to incorporate in like the business is so crazy. Like you basically have to like kiss the floor for them, for like customers. And that's why they keep getting traffic.
Where's
every
this at?
single
Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, Bull Harbor Shops.
Bull
It's
Harbor.
the first restaurant.
Where's that at? I mean, I don't know.
It's in North Miami.
North
It's one of the best areas in like Miami.
Okay.
It's like the Beverly Hills in Miami. But yeah, like the customer service is so like important. That's whenever like someone comes, it's like, oh, how are you? Because you have to like wear their shoes. I don't know if you say it like that. You have to be on their shoes. Like if you're having a bad day, like a super bad day, super stressful after traffic, like people honking at you, you want to come to a place where you feel like peaceful. You feel like you're being treated like you're supposed to be treated. Like sometimes adults, they're kind of like, you have like a bound, like they don't want to talk to you because they've been through so much things that now they're kind of like, oh, this person is being too nice. What is he like trying to do? And that's not how it's supposed to be. I've met with a lot of people like selling phones, and sometimes they're like, oh, some of them are super rude, and I ask them, oh, why are you being like that? Why are you acting like that? And they're like, oh, it's because I've been lied before. Like someone lied to me, and that's how I'm supposed to be, so people don't lie to me anymore. And I'm kind of like, whoa. So I've realized that in order for people to get there, it's because they've been through a lot. So whenever they're going to like any service, they want to feel like they trust the person, they can feel like comfortable, whatever. And yeah, I think that's all customer service. It's all about like, yeah, it's about adding value to people.
Well, that's it for today. So let's have fun.
Let's get it. gonna be featuring